We are now live, and it is recording. I'm going to invite our very special guest. Excited for you guys for this our latest iteration of the Instagram Live has been invited. Are you guys ready for this very, very special day with very special guest? Thank you all for tuning in. Hey, welcome, welcome. I invite Shablam. And now we got to go to speak. Here we go. Invite. Accept. Boom. Did it work? Are you connecting? Look at all these beautiful people coming in. This is great. This is great. This is great. Amybeth is just about to join. Is unable to join. Why? Cancel. Accept. Try again, Amybeth. I know you're in here. This is the beauty of technology, letting us.
Is it working?
It's working.
Hi,
Look at this look you provided for us today. My God.
Great. I had to do up the background. I had to be pretty.
You pulled out. You even have flowers back there.
Yeah.
My God. Oh, it's so nice to see you.
I miss you. Hi.
I miss you too. It's been what, like almost a year since I've seen you?
Yeah, because I was there like last February.
Yeah, something like that.
Man,
God.
so much has happened.
Look at this. Look at this. I mean, but bless the power of technology bringing us together. Thank you so much for doing this today.
Anytime, baby, of course.
My heart is absolutely tickled at seeing you right now. Why don't I do I'll do a little introduction. I mean, everyone here obviously knows who you are, but let's just talk about how amazing you are, just in case. And then we'll get into it. And we'll ask some questions, have a conversation, and then we have some special guests that might join us later. So first off, let's just say quickly thank you to Kino for hosting this beautiful reunion today. I'm very grateful for it because I adore you so much. And for those of you who don't know, Kino is a new film company that democratizes film, ensuring the people actually involved in the magic of movie making are being compensated for their work while elevating the fan experience with moments like this for us to connect and championing underrepresented and diverse stories. And all of this is a beautiful focus on community. No one would be anywhere without it. And it's why we're here today, because we connect with one another. And we're here to share in the amazingness that is our Amybeth Mcnulty. Amybeth was born in Ireland, Letterkenny, to be precise, where she started doing theater at a very young age. Mcnulty's stage experience began with ballet and performances at a youth theater called Angrenan.
Angrenan, but close.
Angrenan. And after that, went on to do some film and television with roles on Clean Break, Raisin, The Sparkle Mystery, and is most known for her iconic portrayal of Anne Shirley in Netflix's Anne with an E, where we obviously met. And for those of you who don't know, I played the school teacher, but because the last time people were like, why is Miranda talking to this man?
It's the mustache and the wig change everything. Everyone's like, oh, he's so handsome. I'm like, I know. Please.
Yeah. I mean, you're so sweet. In this light, I'm like, oh God, wow. I'm like, do I have a vitamin C, D deficiency? I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I'm trying to say. We're gonna move on from that. But I pulled this up when I was doing my little research on you.
Ooh.
The New York Times said your performance in Anne with an E was wonderfully ebullient and eminently likable, which is just how I would describe you in real life too.
Oh God, that's so sweet.
Like, they nailed that.
That was insane they did that. I remember seeing that and just crying. I was like, why? What?
Because you're so talented. And then for that incredibly eminently likable performance, went on to earn a Canadian Screen Award and an ACTRA Award for Best Performance, performance categories in both, since she's been in Black Medicine, All My Funny Sorrows, and season 4 of Netflix's drama Stranger Things, portraying Vickie as the cool, fast-talking band nerd, which, hilariously, and I'm sure you get this all the time, is kind of what I would imagine to be like the descendant, the great-granddaughter of Anne.
Like, 100. I read the script and I went, am I just sort of redoing like Anne, but in like a completely different era? They even made me ginger in it. They gave me a wig. I was like, guys, please, I'm begging you.
Like, what an incredible parallel. I mean, but also I think that's connected to your great relationship to language. Like, you really know how to tell a story and to speak. Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know. I mean, I've always loved reading. I was never, because I was homeschooled, I kind of had a choice in what my kind of focuses were. And I think I was 5 when I was doing a tiny play called Peggy the Pint-Sized Pirate.
Great title.
I was pint-sized. They chose me as Peggy. I was well chuffed with myself. But I wanted to be off script. And like, they allowed the kids, because you're 5, to like hold the little paper and read it and things like that. And I went to my grandparents and I was like, no, I want to be off script. And so I learned to read in the span of kind of a couple months or whatever, to an extent, obviously, just because I wanted to be off script and I wanted to know the words and I wanted to be able to read signs in the car. And I genuinely, just from the get-go, had such a love for reading and words and how important they were. I don't know. I was 5.
Where did that come from? Like, what was your first instinct to be compelled to want to audition for that? Because like most 5-year-olds are just like learning how to go to the bathroom. I mean, I don't know how this works.
Neither do I. Was I walking? I don't know.
I
don't know. I think, like, because I was homeschooled, my grandparents were very sort of, we don't want you to be unsociable. We don't want you to be a strange child in the corner who doesn't know how to communicate with people or make friends. And they put me in a lot of acting classes and dance classes because they could tell I enjoyed dance. And then I kind of took the reins just straight from them and went, this is good. I like this. And they were kind enough to sort of pave that pathway for me, which was very sweet. But that, I don't know, it was all very innate. I guess that's the right word.
So when you were on stage for your first time, whether it was like a dance experience or a theater one, where were you at emotionally and like psychologically? Was it work? Was it effortless?
Okay, the first one that I remember, I was actually talking to my friends about this recently, was doing Annie, and I played Molly, who's the really tiny one, the cute, funny one who gets to pretend to be drunk. And I think I was 8, and it again was a local production with Anne Greenan, and they were so, I mean, they're the reason that I do acting in the first place. They were so wonderful. And I remember just being on stage and being able to sing and dance. And I do remember, of course, a lot of it felt like play in rehearsals, and a lot of it was like, oh, this is so fun. But I also remember just wanting to give people a positive experience and wanting to entertain and wanting to be funny and help the jokes come across and do all the crazy faces and get the dance moves right, because it was important to me to make them have a good time. I think that was my main, I mean, that still is the reason I do it, but that was a very, again, innate meaning behind it when I was 8.
Crazy.
Yeah, wild.
And then moving into your experience into film and TV, what did you feel like were the biggest differences going from the stage world where you have that immediate connection with the audience into something that's like scripted and filmed and documented and repeated and action and do it again?
It was really, really strange. The first one I did was Clean Break, and that was, well, I did a little college short film, and that I remember bits of it being like, okay, I can't look at the camera, I'm like 10 at this point. And then I did Clean Break at 13, and that was a very big, I was getting kidnapped, They were very emotional scenes. I had to cry kind of for the first time. And I just remember consistently being like, just tone it down, just tone it down, just tone it down. Because when you're on stage, everything has to be big so the person at the back sees it. And on film, it's just so intimate and you're right there. And again, it was something that was not an easy shift, but kind of once I got the hang of it, I sort of retrained in a way, in a very new idea of going about it. And because my granddad used to be an actor, he was very helpful with like helping me learn the Alexander technique and breathing.
No way!
Yeah. We would lie on the floor and do the Alexander technique and just learn how to breathe. And that was really instrumental to how the shift was easy. But yeah.
I never knew that.
I know. No one ever does. I don't know why I never tell people. I guess I just forget.
Yeah. Well, but also, too, what I think you've actually done so incredibly well, which makes you, like, you sit in such a unique pocket with your ability to just take a huge chunk of text and make it your own and make it real, but you're also, you can tell that you have a theater background because you color it so beautifully and you make it big, but it's real, which is the difference, which is like such a sweet spot when it comes to acting, because you can go way over the top with it if you don't know how to rein it in. But you manage to do that every time. I mean, I just watched your peanut butter scene in Stranger Things, and I'm like I just like looked up and to my friend who was sitting across from me, and I'm like, damn, she's good. Like it was, you do it so well.
Thank you.
And so speaking of text, why don't you explain what your first moment was when it came to your Anne experience, like what you like the process of like the story coming your way, getting into building that beautiful young woman.
It's crazy. I've been watching more edits and stuff as well, and I'm looking at it going like, oh my god, I was a child. I was like really a child. And I think I'm finally old enough now to kind of recognize that. Essentially, I had done a couple little TV things in Ireland, and I'm in my little bungalow with my grandparents, and we're just, you know, living day-to-day life with the sheep. And I'm sort of like a lovely, wonderful agent that I've been with since I was 11, Lisa Richards, love of my life. And so I'm kind of getting sent self-tapes every so often. And there was one day, I think I had like 5 to do in one day. It was very sort of, we're going to sit down and we're just going to get through every single one of these. Yeah. And so I'm 13 at this point, 12, 13. And Anne was the last one that I did. And I remember that, leaving that to last, because the text was when I'm in the buggy with Matthew and I'm talking about being a bride, and it's sort of, you know, like 3 pages of just nonsense. And so I did it last, and we kind of got it done, and I very quickly memorized it, Lord knows how, sent it off, and then they asked for a recall, so I sent in another one, and they gave me some notes. And then next thing you know, they're going, oh, would you, you know, we'd love to welcome you to Toronto to come and do a live audition. And so me and my family are just kind of, ha 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 ha, okay, sure. Because I'd auditioned for things in England that had never come to. It was more like a family holiday with this thing that I was sort of doing on the side, in a way. And so we traveled over. My mum was born in Alberta, so I was really grateful to see yeah, that's why I have my passport.
I'm from Alberta.
I didn't know you're from Alberta.
Yeah. We're actually secretly related.
No, stop it. I'd die. Oh my god, cousin.
Yeah, no, we're both Irish, and we're both like Albertans somehow.
That's
anyway,
I didn't know that. Okay. Well, she was born in Calgary in Alberta.
Amazing.
If
you want to be born anywhere in Alberta, you want to be born in Calgary.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah. So my grandparents hadn't been there in, you know, like 25 years or something. And so they got to go back to Canada and reconnect. I came to do this audition and stay in this insane hotel. I met all the other girls that were auditioning. We were all in the same hotel. We became really good friends. They were all really lovely.
Oh, sweet.
Because obviously there is this sense of competition, but when you're a kid, you're just sort of like, no, like I just want to be friends. And, you know, the mums can be whatever they want to be, but the kids are always quite stable and friendly. And so I went across to the CBC building and went in, and I sort of did the audition, and it's all like, some of it is still a blur because I did the scene that I'd done on tape, and then they just said, we're going to pass you a phone and there's going to be different pictures and you're just going to talk about whatever it is for as long as you can. And me being the chatty Cathy that I am, I went, yes, of course, this is very easy, thank you. And so I know there were cherry blossoms. I know that there was lions. And like, these are things, it's like, I'm 11 years old. I don't have facts, right, about lions.
Right.
I have made up stories. And I think that was a sort of, I think that's what they were looking for, and I didn't even know it.
Facts about lions. I mean, as an adult man, I don't have facts about lions.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I'll just make up a story of this husband and wife lion who had a kid, and I don't know, I'll just bleh. Yeah. And I guess that's exactly what they were looking for, and they invited me back again. I did one last live audition at a mansion place with a big garden. Yeah. And I just had to go around orchestrating the flowers that were playing music and things. And I remember thinking it went terribly because they asked me to do a cartwheel, and still to this day I cannot do a cartwheel. And I remember thinking, I've blown it. I can't do a cartwheel, and they need me to do a cartwheel, and I've lost it. And I went back to my parents, and I was like, yeah, that other girl that's in the hotel, she's gonna get it. We're the last two left. I'm really upset, but what can you do? Yeah. And then got a call like a week or two later when we were back in Ireland. Just, hey, can you be ready in 2 weeks to come to Toronto for 6 months? Sure. Yeah.
I can't do a cartwheel though.
I can't do a cartwheel, please. Like, freaking out. Yeah. And then we just went, and that was it.
That's. I also think too that is probably a marker on how honest and real you were as a storyteller, that you thought you didn't do a good job because you were just so in it. You were just doing your own thing, and then you go, I don't really know what happened. I think it was bad. And like, we all know that like every 1880s young woman knows how to do a cartwheel.
Of course they do.
It's standard. Instinct. That's history. That's a fact. These are facts that we possess. So of course you'd be like, I for sure didn't get it. But I think that's also the magic of like your humility and your kindness, that you would sit in that space.
Yeah, just go, I'll learn how to do a cartwheel next year. Never did.
Yeah. Never did. And you never need to. You never will.
All right, it's a part of me now. I just can't.
It's your identity. Like, if you could cartwheel, you might not be the actress that you are.
It's so true. It's so true.
It could completely change. So then let's move to your first day on set. What are the feelings? Where are you? Who are you with? Where did your heart and mind go?
Okay, so Prince Edward Island. Ooh. First day ever. I hope I've got this right. I hope this is the first scene that we did, but I'm 90% sure. So fly over. Well, we come into the airport first of all, and there's like an Anne of Green Gables little poster of like a girl with braids, and I'm like, because I'm still 13. Like, I'm not realizing how big this is in PEI or Canada. Like, I haven't registered this yet. And I'm kind of going like, oh shoot, okay, that's fine. There's like Anne of Green Gables sweet shops, and I'm suddenly feeling quite overwhelmed. And I sort of walk in, and there's a lovely little welcoming basket, but it's all full of like Anne of Green Gables kind of chocolates and things. And I'm like, okay, this is happening. This is very, this is strange. So getting to set, I think a lot of the first hour was built up of, because we'd done hair makeup tests, but a lot of it was first figuring out freckles and how many. And so they look good, and Diane was just gorgeous. So I remember a lot of time I was sitting in a makeup chair just all the producers kind of there, and I'm just like sitting, not doing anything, just getting freckles done, just sitting in my own mind being like, okay, you've worked on this, you're fine. This is about how you make up. This isn't about the amazing Megan follows. This isn't about the 80s. This isn't about that. That's just, we need to detach, because I remember being very stuck on that for a while. And then going down with my nana and getting into the buggy with R.H. Thompson, who
So
was
did you
very...
quickly, did you
Pardon?
watch any of the other ones? Did you watch her at all?
I did not.
Okay.
I have now, but at the
Yeah.
time, I don't think I watched it, I think until season 3, and then I saw a couple clips, and I went, okay, I'm good.
Right.
Like, I avoided it at all costs.
Fair. Because you wouldn't want to like subconsciously emulate it.
Yeah, exactly. And I was also, I remember being worried about sort of imitating her, and then I was like, well, if I haven't watched it, then I doubt that's possible.
Yeah. You won't be thinking about it. You'll just be doing whatever it is instinctual to you.
Literally.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you're going to you're meeting RH.
I'm meeting RH. RH was very funny and very sweet, very kind to me. We got in the buggy, and I just did the monologue. And I did the monologue that I'd done since the first audition, and I knew it like the back of my hand. And I'm feeling kind of the air from the sea and just this gorgeous landscape, and I just let go. And so much of that day is a blur to me, because I just was there and very present, and I don't remember any of it. And I did that running in the cliffs where I'm crying, and I remember doing that for kind of every girl who needed it, and just letting my heart just kind of explode, almost in a political sense. Like every girl that kind of just needed it, I just let it go for them. So that whole experience was very visceral and real and kind of perfect. And I think that was always in the back of my mind when we were, in studio and stuff. So it was a good start. It wasn't too bad.
It sounds really boring. It sounds uninspiring.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you could have done better. And so I'm really I'm glad that you brought that up. Yeah.
Thank you. Anytime.
Like it feels like you didn't touch anyone's heart with that story.
No, nothing happened there. I just switched off Netflix. Boo.
F it. I mean, the with all of like, just even hearing what you're saying, just thinking about the scope of what you were able to do at the age that you were, not even just from the ability to tell a story with some of the like really heavy content that they put in your lap, but being number one on a production. And I guess from this point on, let's just, if you say any film term, let's just explain it for people, because in case they don't know what the industry is. But I forgot to mention that, but the to be number one, which is you're the first character in the show, and being your age and navigating the set itself, where everyone wants your attention and everyone wants to make sure that they come talk to you, or that you're okay, or that like other castmates coming in for the day might like want to have an interaction with you because they appreciate your work, while juggling getting into all of that emotion, and at such a young age. What was that all like for you?
As boring as this answer is, I think it's true that if I was who I am now and I was stepping into that for the first time, I would be overwhelmed, anxious, crying every night, wanting to please everybody, wanting to just be perfect all of the time. But the fact is that I was 13, and of course I was insecure, and of course I was going through a lot of like things around me were happening, but I simultaneously did not realize the scope of what was going on. I was just a 13-year-old girl who put a little costume on and learned my lines and got into it and did the best I could, and then I went home and I learned my lines for the next day and I slept. It was very just, it was both incredible and also sort of normal very quickly. Because you're leaving everything behind and going to do something in a different country for 6 months, but you just sort of do it without questioning it, because I loved it, and I loved Anne. I just loved who she was, and so yeah, if I did it now, I'd do a terrible job because I'd be terrified. But I just wasn't terrified.
What do you think that is? It's like, is it like your vision is just like one foot in front of the other instead of like looking around at a 360? Because like you're you're more aware, or
yeah, I think it's honestly, I also think it's almost selfishness, but in a very good way, of just sort of, you know, of course I will always care what people think, but at that age it's sort of, I'll just try, like you know, like I don't really mind, and if they want me to do something else, I'll do something else. I'll just do what I'm capable of. Whereas when you get to, you know, 21, you're sort of like, I should have more under my belt, and I should be able to do this and do this. And at 13, you're like, I can't do a cartwheel, so accept it, I guess. And,
yeah.
yeah.
I got a free vacation. That's what matters.
I got a free vacation, and I got to see Canada and PI. I was like, this is amazing. Like, thank you. What?
Like, I've already won.
I've already, yeah, literally. And I didn't think about it coming out on TV. I was really just enjoying what we were creating at the moment. And if people liked it, that's fantastic. And if they didn't, okay. I had a really lovely time just being a kid in a very strange foreign environment.
Yeah, well, I mean, being a kid in a strange foreign environment, you also were going through like very formative years as a human being while making this content. What was there like, what was it like returning like from season to season, and how did that change your work, your approach, by like changing so much in between?
Yeah, it was very obscure. It was very, like, I never knew what to expect every time I returned. I got to know people more and more each time. I felt a closer connection, so I felt much more calm going back and knowing that I had people that I loved and that I'd really hang out with and have a good time with. And then I'm sort of going back to Ireland and going, yeah, I'm really calm about seeing these people. But every time there's a sense of anxiety of, it's been 6 months. I've changed a lot from both this place and this place. No one, not even me, I don't think, knew exactly who I was, because both of my lives were very different. One was working, you know, 13+ hour days, no sleep, constant line learning, very stressful, very hardworking, just focused. And then the other side was living in the middle of nowhere, where my friends were an hour away in a drive, in the countryside where it's quiet and there's nothing to do. Very different. So they both added quite a lot into me each time that I kind of went either place. And so I think each time I returned, I was more knowledgeable about who I was and about what I wanted. I was dealing with a lot of kind of traumas in my life from both perspectives, and just pushing those together and just working on myself and seeing what could happen. And I think it's really nice because now I live in London, so I'm sort of away from both those things in a whole new place. And again, relearning everything from both those sides that I was a part of.
What a duality to hold, to be encompassed with so much community and focus and attention, and then to go to somewhere that's like the complete opposite of it. Like what a massive shift.
Very strange, especially as you said, formative years from, you know, 13 to 17. I mean, that is your time to grow and learn and be silly and make mistakes. And I felt like there was a lot of pressure in that I couldn't really make a mistake, because I wanted to be a good friend at home and I wanted to be a good actor. And as much as I didn't mind what people thought of me, I cared about how I thought of myself. And if I was being a good person and growing within myself, I guess, which is something I still absolutely have. But they both shaped me in two very different ways. And I think I've finally combined those two into who I am now. And I'm sort of accepting of they were never different. It was just your environment. Like, you were always the same,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also, like, we're complex human beings who we can all hold multitudes at once.
Yeah.
We can be multiple things all at the same time. We're never just
Yeah.
one thing. But going off of that, if you had to give your younger self any type of advice with what you know now, even with those two things together, what would you tell that 13-year-old?
God, so much. I think the general feeling at that time for me was that I was sort of, by my own choice and also without it, being pulled in different ways. So I didn't know what direction I was going. So I think what I would tell her is that everything does calm down and you get to make your own choices fully, and they're good choices, and that you don't need to be worried about being a kid and feeling like you're just sort of doing what you want to be doing, but also what you should be doing. And they're all one and the same, and it is okay, and it'll become a very calm life, and one where you're able to differentiate between work and social life. And it's a really beautiful thing.
It really is. That's very articulate and lovely said. I'm sure a lot of people are going to appreciate that piece of advice for themselves too.
I hope so.
Gosh, you're so smart.
Stop it! I love you.
Why don't we? I mean, you're gonna have to come visit me in LA soon, or I'm gonna
go
to
immediately.
One or the other. So if we go into all of the hurdles that were thrown your way as a storyteller and performer, with like the traumas and the history, the heaviness, the weight, what would you say was your biggest challenge while filming, or a moment that you are most proud of during filming?
Oof. Okay, I've got one that culminates both of those things.
Okay. So,
it is a scene where I am upstairs in the barn and I'm crying because I think it's like I'm leaving home, or Matthew kind of comes up and I'm saying it doesn't matter, like I'll be gone soon, about Marilla not wanting me there. And I'm just bawling my eyes out to him and just explaining like nobody cares, nobody minds. And so I'm filming this scene. I think this is season 2. It could be season 1, I'm not sure. And I was going through a lot of very, very difficult family scenarios at that time, and a lot of what I was saying in that scene was very, very genuine of how I felt, which annoyingly, every time Moira wrote an episode, it was exactly what I was going through that time, and it was so annoying. I was like, why are you doing this? And she was like, it's not intentional. I'm like, yeah, girl, I think it is. I'm sorry. But I was sort of in this place with my family where everything was all up in the air, and it was a very difficult kind of situation to be in whilst away in a different country and being so young. And so I'm just filming the scene with RH, and every time we cut, I'm just still crying, and I'm still like, and I'm talking to him and he's being so sweet with me, and I'm just explaining my side of it. And then how that interconnects with Anne's. And I think that scene is something that I both struggle with watching because it's so personal to me and no one on the set knew except me and RH. But something that I'm incredibly proud of because...
Sorry, 1 second. I have the craziest tickle in my
throat. Please, baby. You're so cute holding that in.
Not COVID. Look at my, like, eyes are watering.
I was like, are you crying? What's happening?
Sorry.
What did I say? I have my handy dandy water with me. I was worried this would happen.
Oh, God. You're good. Okay. And you were saying no one... I'm so embarrassing. Look at me.
Okay, get water.
It's recorded. No, we're fine. We're back. I'm here for you. We're here for you. The just a vulnerability, bonding moment.
Oh, I love that.
Okay. No one knew that this was actually happening in your real life.
Yeah.
See that.
Yeah, so I'm sort of, we do this thing, like, if we were talking about something private on set and we had our mics, we'd sort of cap them. I'm sure we did this. Yes. And you'd kind of either gossip or you'd say something going on in your personal life that you didn't want it announced if your mic was still on. And so I'm kind of tapping my mic and I'm talking RH. And I love watching that scene now, because for a long time I couldn't, because it was so intense and it hurt to watch it. And it was like, you were just a kid and you were going through all this stuff and no one knew. And now I watch it with this huge sense of just pride in being that kid and being open enough emotionally to let all of that go and to be so raw and so honest, not fear that. I never feared being open. And I think that was a lot of beauty in the first, especially 2 seasons of any crying scene I'm doing. I know deep down exactly what I was thinking about.
Right.
And I now watch that with a lot of pride and a lot of, I don't know, just, all right, kid, like, yeah, good job. Like that's, I'm proud of you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
Yeah. Well, like, it is really funny how, like, we're constantly, we put out energy, right? We're human beings that are made of energy. We give energy. And sometimes the universe orchestrates it so that you have the opportunity to address what you're going through art in the craziest way. There's like some type of vibration that Moira was picking up on as you happen to be going through that thing in that moment, where you're all like, the channel's open and the vessel's there and it's flowing through, and it creates the opportunity of like, this is the reason you have this part, is because you know what this is. Yeah. Like, and that's where you speak from. Yeah. But that's why I think in interviews, whenever I was saying like, I learned so much from Anne, it's because every single bit of her storyline not only connected with me, but connected to me in that moment. Like that scene where Gilbert walks in with Winifred, I had been broken up with like 2 days before. And so I was sort of going through this, just every experience was so like, we were on the same wavelength. And it's not, Moira genuinely didn't know more than half of the stuff. Yeah. But there was something in it that was so weird, but so connecting and really beautiful. I don't know. Yeah. It was weird. I mean, funny enough, like I had a similar experience too with that, especially in like in season 2, I was coming out in my personal life and like revealing that to my family, and the content with Mr. Phillips being closeted and grappling with his own sexuality at the time, and me thinking, oh my God, certain members of my family are going to see this, and like, what are they going to think? And it's not like I had gone up and had a specific conversation with Moira about that, because that didn't even happen in season 1. But for that to happen then is just like another marker of this like sixth sense. She's a witch. She's a witch. She's a good witch. I think that's the conclusion we've come to. Yeah. Great. Amazing. Yeah, that's a fact that we can throw out in an audition. Crazy. Or she pays a really good FBI agent. One or the other. One or the other. I mean, at the time though, I'm sure people would have been like, yeah, no, he's gay. Oh, I didn't know. Like, I was talking to you on set and off set, and I was like, and then we were doing season 2, and I was like, oh, maybe. Maybe, baby. I see it. Me, my little bisexual butt being, I don't relate. No, what? No, never. No, you? Never. No. 2 queer icons? Not us. No, never. Just one. Singular. And it's this one. And it's Moira. It's Moira. And Moira the Good Witch. Moira the Good Witch, the queer icon, Moira the Good Witch. I love that. So to culminate your Anne experiences, what would you say is your biggest takeaway? Oh my God. Oh Jesus. That I can work on 2 hours sleep? No. That's one of them. That's good. That's up there. I think I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna choose 2 things. One thing, that it was the most beautiful experience to have my adolescence documented, and that I can look back, because it's happened a few times. I've been struggling and I'll sort of watch Anne secretly, not about me. I just watch it. It's like a comfort thing, and I watch all my little friends on it, and I'm watching me as a kid, and I'm able to sort of, you know, when your therapist is like, just
talk to your childhood you.
Yeah.
I just like look at the first episode of Anne and I'm like, okay, we've done pretty well. Look at how we're going, not career-wise, but just emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that is the one thing, just that I took away so much education, both emotionally and career-wise, of
Mm-hmm.
just who I really wanted to be, and that I wanted to tell really important stories. I didn't want to do something that was meaningless or, you know, as silly as it is, but just for money. I want to tell
Yeah.
stories that are real and that mean something, especially to me or to someone that needs to hear it. And if I have the ability to do that, I will do it no matter what. That's sort of what I took away.
Great answer.
Oh!
That's a beautiful answer. So,
Thank you very
do you
much.
see? Do you see? Does it like? Do parts of Anne Shirley creep up in your
Yes,
life now or in your work now? And if so, where?
consistently.
Yeah.
Consistently.
In
And
what
it's
ways?
so annoying, because I live with my flatmate Kiki, who I
Yeah.
think is watching. And we'll just kind of be going around, and there have been times where we both kind of go, and oh yeah. Okay. And it's just, there's just little moments. I think it's either that she's so a part of me, or I was always just like her secretly. I don't know which, but
Yeah.
I've accepted it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, she is you. She's a part of you. She came from you. So,
True.
but I mean, if you were gonna have anybody creep up, Anne's a good one.
Better than like if I had played a serial killer or something, like that would have weirded me out. If there were points, I'd be like, ooh, that was a little weird. That.
Or if you played a mean school teacher.
Yeah, right. The worst. Does that ever happen with you? Do you ever catch yourself
Just looking in the mirror and going,
just going, I could grow a mustache, but
I can't actually grow a mustache like that. I don't have
maybe.
that
Thank God.
capability. It would be
Thank
like,
God. No,
like this.
no. I will never let you do that. I'm sorry. I love you too much. Too much.
Thank you for being a solid friend. That's what I need.
You are so welcome.
Yeah, this is what I need. So we have a special guest who's going to join us shortly, but I would love to open it up to all the beautiful people who have come to join here to throw some questions your way. So if you have any questions now, people listening, throw them up in the chat and we will answer the ones that we can. Are you coming back for Stranger Things? First question.
Can I answer that? Wait, I'm just thinking. I mean, yeah. I don't really think that's a spoiler. I haven't read the scripts though. Like I don't know what's happening, but
yeah. Here's hoping.
Here's hoping. Like I could just be in the background playing my little instruments. I don't know.
Yeah, could be. Just because of my like really, really beautiful, vulnerable, almost crying tickle cough. What do you think is your most embarrassing moment on Anne?
Oh God, I have so many of these. Oh no. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be so honest right now, and I've never told this story publicly. And people are gonna take this clip, they're gonna put it on TikTok, and it's gonna go. I'll accept it.
Yeah. So, thank you for the gift in advance.
Anytime. So mother Jesus. So I'm 14. This is season 1.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I cannot believe I'm telling this story. So I met Lucas, right? Sweet little guy. And naturally I had a huge crush on him. Okay? Like we can accept that. It's now public knowledge. I was 14.
Who did?
So I had a huge crush on this boy. And we're doing the slate scene. This, you know, when you have to embarrass me, like it still is like, oh. So we're doing the slate scene, which you've probably witnessed this. So he like throws a piece of paper over first, and then kind of comes over and we like do the scene. I hit him in the face, and obviously my little brain is just like, oh my God, I'm just like, we're standing so close together, I'm gonna die. And then every time he picks up his little piece of paper and takes it back, and we do the scene again. And so I'm thinking in my brain like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick up the piece of paper for him because I'm like so nice. And I go to pick it up, but then he also goes to pick it up, and then he like gives me a hug, and I'm like, oh, random, okay. So I kind of go in to give him a hug, and he like pulls away. He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, what? Like, I wasn't giving you a hug. I'm just trying to pick up the paper. Like, so rude. Everyone in the room hears this. I'm sitting with Leah and Glenna and Miranda and Delilah, and all of us, they're all just like, they're trying really hard not to laugh because they love me, but they're like, and then I just sit down and I just sit. Like, I look down at the desk and I want to cry. I am so embarrassed. And so then the next time we film the scene, I hit
the shit out of
I hit that. No holding back. I was so. And I never got over. I'm glad I'm saying stop. I'm dying. I've never. I've still talked about it with the girls. I'm like, guys, I don't. What happened?
That was juicy.
It was awful.
That is the most vulnerable thing you can do, because like your energy is asking for everything but that.
Yeah.
Like, be cool, get it together, and then for the worst thing in the world to
But from that moment on, like, also my crush went like immediately out the window, was not there anymore. I was like, that was so rude.
Yeah.
And Lucas probably doesn't even remember it. I have sat with this in my soul for years. You know what?
Let's make a promise, everyone here, to each other, that if someone gives us a hug, we will hug them back.
Yeah.
You know, in a safe
could you
environment.
Not just accept it. Don't embarrass me for all the extras, all the crew. The sound people were laughing at me. I'm 14. I'm like, please, sir.
Yeah. Let's be there for each other. Let's in the future hug Amybeth. That's it.
I kissed him in season 3. I mean, come on. Like, that was me just like, we've gone full circle here. Full circle. Yeah. Come on. Like,
full. That was really funny. That was really
awful.
Funny. I mean,
it's really good to get that off my chest.
And this was a safe space to do it.
It feels like it.
I promise I won't throw that back in your face. I see you. The next time I see you, I go, oh, I was just getting the piece of paper.
No, stop. I'm going to do that with every single member. If I ever see Lucas again, I will not be giving him a hug, ever.
No. He did not earn it. Does not deserve it. I mean, that was so good. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was good. That one made me cry laugh. Being a human being sometimes, man, like that kind of stuff hurts my body when you like hear the story.
Secondhand embarrassment, and mine's firsthand, but I also feel secondhand for baby me. It hurts.
That should have been your thing. If I could go back and give myself any advice before starting Anne, don't try to hug Lucas.
Do not do it. Do not, please.
Don't do it. We'll do one more question before we jump on.
Yes,
and this one is, what do you feel is the difference between your Anne set and your Stranger Things set?
Ooh, okay, that's really interesting, actually. I mean, okay, there's a big difference. I think, first of all, I'd never filmed in America before. So there's kind of different set rules of like pickup times and work times. And even sort of like they didn't, like when I was on set for my day, they didn't have like a designated lunch time. So you're sort of like running out and grabbing a sandwich and eating and filming. It was very kind of sporadic. I think another huge difference was the fact that for Anne, I was there from day 1 to day 0. I don't know how many days off I had, but it wasn't many. Whereas with Stranger Things, it's, you know, I'm joining in the 4th season. They've all been doing this for a while. I very much expected a sense of, oh, yeah, hey, nice to meet you. Okay. Yeah. I was very much expecting that. And, you know, rightfully, I'm not kind of known to any of them as a friend. But I was very lucky that Maya invited me for dinner and sort of, before we filmed, kind of set up a really lovely introduction for me. But yeah, it's different because it's new. And you know, I love all the cast members and they're so sweet. But I don't, you know, I haven't spent too much time with them yet. So I'm sort of, yeah, there's like an anticipation and an excitement of, of relationships and friendships to build, which I quite like.
Yeah.
And I have time. I have downtime to
Right.
go out and have a drink and chat to them and have dinner. And on Anne, it was like, we will have a nice little game on set, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. The I mean, also too, you're coming into an established environment, so it's not like you're there creating the energy and the vibe of that, but like just to say to your face, you did such an incredible job at making a positive, lighthearted, welcoming set. Like from my first day and then seeing everybody else's first days too, who came in afterwards. You welcomed everyone and made it such a great environment. And I even remember when we were rehearsing the Christmas pantomime, they brought in some singers, and you intentionally putting yourself with the singers, just to like make people feel welcome. And it was so beautiful and so sweet, and such a testament to this beautiful soul that is you.
That's so sweet. I really appreciate that.
And I was just picking up a piece of paper. I'm just kidding. I hug you now.
I was like,
you're like, oh.
That I'm not kidding. For a moment there, I didn't even remember. I was like,
what?
The drama?
It's called callback. It's called callback. Okay, now just let's see. I've got to find. There has been so many requests to join. You guys are amazing. I'm gonna send this to our special guest.
I'm so excited.
There we go. Invite. Send.
It's happening.
It's happening.
The crossover continues. My baby! I love you. How are you?
I love you
too. Oh my god, you look so cute. Your little freckles.
For a second, you're wearing your white shirt, and I thought you were in a period costume, and I went,
no,
never again. No, we wore corsets for like 2 days. I hope you agree. No more corsets.
Oh, yeah, no, none of that. No.
Kylie, where are you right now?
I'm staying at my grandpa's house in Vancouver.
Amazing. And when is the last time that the two of you saw each other?
In Ireland.
Yes.
Birthday, at your 18th birthday.
3 years?
3 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wait,
I know. It is crazy.
That makes me sad. Okay, I'm planning to come to Vancouver soon anyway, so I'll text you. Yeah.
What? Okay, please do. I want to come to London so bad.
All of it. Everyone just fly everywhere. We'll meet in, I don't know, Switzerland. We'll have a great time.
There's a lot of time to make up for. There's been some missed opportunities.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been so happy watching this live stream, and especially the honesty in that story.
Stop! Oh my god! I was like, because you remember it, don't you?
Yeah, I remember you telling me after and being like, "Wow, wow."
To be honest, I think Larissa, our dear Larissa, who was our makeup artist. She and I would talk about all the things that you guys were doing on set. Like we were going like, oh my god, you know this happened. And so
really?
I love that.
And I feel like I slightly remember that happening too.
Yeah. It's all the little crushes you hear about. You're like, it's like little 13-year-old kids. It's like, who is it this week? Ooh, tell me more. And then it changes.
Yeah.
Well, funny enough, I said this to Miranda in our live, which was, I remember when they would yell cut, and I would just like turn away from the chalkboard and look at you guys, and I would see you in your character positions, and then certain people would walk over to certain ones, and another person would walk over here, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I thought, oh.
You going,
that's so funny.
Are you?
Yeah, but
I really wouldn't speak for like 2 weeks, but then it'd be fine again. Oh my god, the drama.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It's so funny because it really felt like school, but we're all 1800s costumes.
Yes.
1800s
You're trying to flirt, and you're in like, I have a buzz cut and like a weird period.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god.
You're like, yeah, so what are you doing later? What are you doing after you're done filming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so the reason our lovely Kyla is here today is we're gonna play what we call it's called like the newlywed game. So I'm gonna ask you a question and you have to think of an answer for yourself, and then you also have to think of an answer for the person you're playing with. So it will be like, what is their favorite color? So just to see how well you know each other. And it's gonna be funny because you're gonna get them wrong. Like
We're gonna get all of it.
You're gonna get
Years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We can catch up with it though. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Reinform me. Okay.
Right? We're creating opportunities to connect. We're creating communities. You know, if we can't be in the same place in the world, we can be here on Instagram Live. And you know what? A lot of people showed up to hear you get answers wrong. Or to hear you not get hugged.
That's a lot of people. I'm so excited.
Happy birthday to whoever just said, please say happy birthday to someone in Brazil. Say happy birthday to them, guys.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Maria. I think it was Maria.
Oh.
Cute. Okay. Question number 1. If they were an animal, what animal would they be?
We discussed this on set.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You remember we were sat in the bus and we all decided what animals each other would be. I don't even remember my own.
Yeah, I don't remember my own.
Oh dear. Okay.
So give yourself a second, think, and then we'll start with Amybeth. So Kyla, you will say what you think Amybeth is, and then Amybeth will say what she thinks she is, and then we'll do the reverse.
Okay, I understand.
Okay. Let me think. Okay.
You ready?
I think I want to say she's like a mixed. She's like an eagle mixed with a hummingbird.
Explain.
Like she's fierce and she's so strong and can do anything, but she's also got the like grace and eloquence of a hummingbird.
God, that was really well thought out. Mine is not that well thought out.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that I'm like a deer because I have massive eyes and I almost get run over when I'm walking across the road.
Oh,
Fair.
Oh no.
Fair.
It's a very common occurrence. I don't know why. Okay, I was gonna say that you were like a mix, but like a butterfly and a mouse, cause it's like you're so cute and like sweet, and I don't know. We always have snacks when we gossip as well, so I feel like that's sort of in my brain.
That's very true.
And you're also very elegant as well, and very kind of like, I don't know. I remember dancing on those train tracks with you and just being like, why can you balance? Like so well, and you're such a, I don't know.
I thought about you. We were having a ballet train tracks time.
We were.
I remember that.
There's some like juicy combinations here. Ballet train tracks, eagle hummingbird. I mean, this is a great pairing.
Yeah, I'm liking this.
Yeah.
Okay, if they were a character on Anne, based off their real life self, who would they be?
That's really difficult.
Oh God, this is hard.
So we'll start this time. We'll start.
Okay, I think that you are most like Bash.
Wow, that is such a compliment.
Because obviously you remind me of Ruby. Not just because you played her, but there's just this sweetness. But you're not that obsessed with love, and you're not that kind of whimsical.
Yeah,
you're very grounded. And I think Bash is a good choice.
That's
I think
so
that's
nice. Bash is such a nice character.
Yeah, he's so sweet. I love him.
Yeah, he's like the best. For you, I feel like this is kind of a cop out, but I feel it. I feel like you're Miss Stacy.
Oh yeah,
So that's what you were gonna That's kind of what Anne's trajectory would have been.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I do feel that.
I also just love Miss Tate. She's so sweet. She's so beautiful. Yes, compliment. I will take that. Yeah.
Cute. Unrelated, like not within the game, but do you guys remember your first impressions of each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
What were they?
Schoolhouse.
Yeah, Schoolhouse, and it was like 5 in the morning or something.
Yeah.
It was really dark.
Yeah. I was really nervous because I had been filming for like 2 months with no children. I had no friends. I was only adults. And I walked in, I was like, I really hope they like me, because if they don't, I'm gonna be very lonely. And I was like, hi guys, how are you? And you were so cute. You were like 12?
I was 12. I just turned 12.
Bro, you were so sweet to me. You were so soft and so sweetly spoken. And I remember being like, okay, like I don't know. I wondered if you were really sensitive, so I remember being really careful. And because I can be quite kind of rambunctious, and I make silly jokes, and I remember not wanting to accidentally offend you and make like a mean joke.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later we were just fine.
Yeah. No, I remember just being like, not intimidated because you were so nice, but I was like, wow, she's so cool. She's got red hair. I brought
It was fake, but thank you.
Yeah. No, but yeah, if I came off as like sensitive, it's because I was like, wow, this is all.
Yeah, you were just turned 12.
Yeah, you were 12. How could it not be? Like,
what?
Yeah.
Crazy. What is your favorite memory of each other from set?
That's so difficult.
That's really I know. It was when we were filming until like 6 in the morning. We filmed from like 6 till 6, and we were doing the scene where all the girls are in their nightgowns and they're running around the forest and doing the big fire.
Yeah.
And it was it you that asked for the Oreo milkshake, or was that Leah?
I think that was Leah.
So Leah asked for Oreo milkshakes, and we were all like, ha ha ha, as if they'll have Oreo milkshakes. And then they had them. They made them for us. And we all sat, and we had our little milkshakes, and it's like 4 in the morning, and we're just like, like just chatting nonsense.
Yeah.
But having the most wonderful time. And then there was a lightning storm, and we had to go hide in a bus. But it was like, it was incredible and crazy and terrifying and 4 a.m. nonsense.
No, it was pretty magical. I mean, we're all in like the hair down finally.
Yeah. Oh God, finally. Jeez.
This is like, tell me if this is embarrassing, or I stop talking, Kyla, but I wasn't even there for this. But I remember Glenna telling me that you guys went out for dinner, and this is my favorite memory of you. I wasn't even there. And you were eating chili, and you were laughing so hard.
Yeah.
That you chili came out of. Glenna's there. Glenna's here. I'm gonna get Glenna to tell this story.
Yes. No! Oh my God. I'm crying. That story. It gets me every time.
Maybe she'll pop up. I just sent her the request.
Oh God, that killed me. There will never be.
No.
I don't know if she'll come up. We'll see. We'll see if she can come up.
God, please.
That you were eating chili, and then where is it? No, I don't know if it's gonna work. But anyways, you were eating chili, and you were laughing so hard that boogers came out.
With the chili came out.
With the chili.
Absolutely. I remember being like, what's happening to my throat? Chili everywhere.
It was so sweet too, because everyone was just passing you, just trying. But also all of us were like gagging because it was so gross. It's just us girls in the middle of this really lovely, like kind of fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
And just just the world went quiet and we were so loud. That makes the hug with Lucas actually just seem like nothing. It was, I feel so much better about myself. Oh no, Glenna said she accidentally declined, by the way.
Oh no!
Oh.
No.
Let me send it. Oh,
Because I desperately need her to explain this because she does it far better.
Glenna's
so well.
a storyteller.
I just sent her the accept too. I think what's so funny is that Kyla.
Guys, I literally look crazy right now. I have no makeup on.
Okay, Glenna, you know what to do. You know what to do. Tell the story.
Please.
Kate, first off, it was Leah with Kyla. I wasn't with Kyla.
You were there
I thought you were there too!
No!
Kyla was out with Leah and her family.
Yeah, no, Amybeth was there.
I was there.
Oh, AP, you were there?
Yeah. I thought it was just me and Kyla and Leah. I thought you were there though.
Also, Steven, that's so snake of you to bring that up.
Yeah,
It's
Steven,
my
let's
favorite
talk about
memory.
you for a second. Let's go
It's
through some
personal.
stories with Steven.
Can I also just say that each live we've done, the milkshakes have been brought up.
Really?
Mhm.
I brought up the milkshakes. Miranda brought up the milkshakes were life-changing. That's just the end of the story.
It has stayed in my soul. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Milkshakes save lives. That's
Every
it.
day. Oreo milkshakes specifically.
Yeah.
They also sprained my ankle, so they're not that
Oh
pretty.
my God, they did that. That was crazy. That's really bad.
We're really
Can I just say,
drama stories here, guys.
Yeah.
also in the third season, I think like 90% of our time on set was just me and Kyla messing around in the background.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Me and Glenna. My favorite memory is the thought of us being like, what? We're just like these weird, love crazy teens who are running around as Ruby and Tilly with our hats.
Love it.
They make us like, oh
I remember being so upset. I always wanted to join you guys. And then I'd also be trying to keep a straight face because I could hear you. They'd be going like rolling and you guys had made up this elaborate story. And I'm like, I have to tell Gilbert that I don't love him. Please, just give me a minute.
Well, also, Kyla and I would be in the background and we'd just be like talking as they're filming. And we would literally just go, oh, just looked into the camera. Oh, just looked into the camera.
Just
So don't hire us.
they're like
Like,
action.
there are so many scenes where Kyla and I are just walking and then we go,
No, it's so true. It's so true.
Have you ever seen yourself on like in this show look at the camera?
yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
My agent even used one of those scenes in my demo reel where I clearly look at the camera.
Yeah!
Oh no.
Breaking the fourth wall. You're not in Fleabag. Like, we can't be doing this.
I know.
They're like, wow, Glenna's really, really staring into our souls. Because she's
It's when we're
staring.
practicing the dances. I'm with the two Pauls. They're like in my grill, and then I go, look at the camera.
I can't watch that dance scene. It's so the memories.
That's it's almost like you're like checking in with the audience, being like, you see, I got two.
Yeah.
You see this? You see? Since we're all here, who do you think would be, when you were filming, most likely to ruin a take with laughing? Out of the three of
Kyla.
you.
I laugh.
I saw that coming, right? I did.
The thing is, I will say though, if Kyla broke, I broke right after.
And then if you broke, I broke. Like, we were all going down.
Was there a particular scene that was the hardest to not laugh?
Yes.
Which one?
Yeah. There was the one where Anne is going to talk to Cole in the corner and like include him.
No.
And we're all in the corner, and I don't know why, I just thought it was hilarious. And then I remember everyone, it was like this tortured laugh. Everyone was like, no, not again. And then I remember Miranda like turning around like to face the wall, and then she was like, I peed my pants. Sorry,
I cried. It was in the middle of the day, and I was holding my laughter so much. I was like,
Larissa was so mad at me. She was like, please don't ruin your freckles. Because every time I'd scrunch and like start crying, my freckles would start sort of getting a little weird. She's like, please, that made it so much worse.
So bad.
Oh god.
Her laugh was so infectious. And even the sound guy was like this.
was that the coal scene or was that the acorn scene?
I think it was the acorn scene. We were having the little picnic corner though.
Because I think we started laughing because Kyla hit me in the head with an acorn.
Oh my god! I don't remember that.
I do.
And I will forever.
Patty.
Got a dent to prove it.
It's a good thing there's healthcare in Canada.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Oh,
I remember that.
So funny.
I'm literally crying right now.
Me too. We had so many moments with that where someone would just accidentally like elbow someone in the face.
Yeah.
And we would just have to keep going. Like there wasn't a choice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We just did this with Kyla and Amybeth. Why don't Kyla and Amybeth say what your favorite memory of Glenna was?
Oh,
On set.
That's so hard. There's so.
I need to think about this.
I'd have to like the person to remember.
Yeah, it's really hard actually. It's hard too because so many of our favorite memories are offset, but I want to think of something on set.
I mean,
sorry, it's so hard to pick one.
Why did my mind instantly go?
You can say
me
more than
finding
one.
you on the floor, having gone over on your ankle. That was not a good memory, but it's.
Pick a different one. Pick a different one.
Oh no.
Oh
No,
God.
guys. Okay.
Wait.
My favorite memory was when I had a really hard time not laughing when you were doing the spelling bee, and you just the way that you would say you're in like the lack of confidence in the delivery made me laugh almost every single time.
Yeah.
Amyth. You killed me.
Oh, actually, whenever we did the scene where you were like, what was it? What's your line when where Kyla thinks that she's pregnant? And you're like, who's the father?
Yeah.
Every single time, you have no idea how much I had to contain it. And I don't think I told you, because if I told you, then I knew it would be a communal thing where we all will realize how funny it was. And it just made me laugh because you had two boys. You were very concerned about who the
that's right.
And it was so, and every time you delivered it differently and funnier. And I don't really understand how, but it was so good.
So good.
Thanks, guys.
My favorite was the Christmas pantomime.
Oh, yeah.
Because Tilly took charge.
She did.
She stole the whole show.
It was her Broadway debut.
It really was.
It was.
Broadway was born that day.
Truly.
Stephen Sondheim, he was there.
You were actually so funny in that too. Just the commitment to the stagecraft. It was real.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was absolutely.
It was so good. I loved filming that too because we were all just taking the mic. It was just that.
I know. It was so fun.
That was like also our like there was like that moment in time where it's like we wouldn't.
Oh
no.
That moment in time and then freezes.
That moment in time that.
Sorry.
It was like that moment.
It was a dramatic pause. No, there was that. It was like a week-long time where we only spoke to each other in SNL sketches.
Yes,
I do not recall this.
Gosh, that's what made it so special for me. What were the SNL sketches?
Can you give me an example of what that sounds like?
Yeah, please, Anna, please.
So there was a really cute guy there that was Corey's stunt double.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah. And what was his name?
That is so funny. Okay. I'm sorry. I completely forgot.
Well, Corey too. Call him Corey too.
Corey. So there's a scene with A.D. Bryant and Ryan Gosling that we found hilarious.
What?
And so we would basically just be like, hey, Kyla, look what's wrapped around my finger. It's Corey.
Yeah.
I remember this.
And then the other one was like, if you're looking for, well, the SNL sketch goes like, if you're looking for your dad, he's right in the palm of my hand. And so we just named it the stunt double.
It was so good. We would like say it 100 times in a day, and it was funny every time.
Every time, yeah.
It's still funny.
True.
God.
Just
Okay, well,
right
you
in the
guys
palm
get
of my
back
hand.
to your newlywed
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just had to pop in.
No,
Love
that was
you,
great. That
baby.
was great.
Love you.
That was so good. We'll do a. Oh God, the palm of my hand. That was a great delivery.
I really hope that man is watching this now, and he's like, you know, engaged, maybe has a kid, and is like, they really still, he knew about it. I bet you he knew about it.
I'm sure he knew.
I'm sure he knew. I actually think he did know. We're like 15, like, really bigger.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Well, we'll do a couple more questions and then we can wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
But this has been like that got me. That got me so hard.
That was
really
good.
funny.
That was very enjoyable.
The next question is if you were a movie, what movie would you be?
Wow, that's really okay.
That's really hard.
Yeah, it really is.
Asking the hard
My
question.
first thought is not something to be said aloud, but maybe funny.
Maybe just say it if it's funny.
Because we need some context. So, if Kyla was a... This is so bad. If Kyla was a movie, I'm really feeling Titanic. Not the part.
A disaster.
Titanic sinking. And like, you know, everybody dying.
Yeah.
But the beautiful romance, the hilarity. I don't know. The vibes fit. But I don't think of you as like a sinking ship in the middle of the ocean that like a lot of people died.
We think of you as a blockbuster with 12 Academy Awards.
Yeah. Not the iceberg.
Amazing.
Not the iceberg. No.
Not the iceberg.
Or you could say like comes off as like very like demure and small, but like an iceberg has a wealth of depth.
Yeah.
Underneath.
That killed many people.
That will kill and demolish.
That drowned. Yeah, that drowned a lot of people.
Yeah.
I would say the same.
Cool.
Kyla, what would you say you would be as a movie?
I mean, now that you've said it, I can't not think that.
Sure.
Thank you so much. I have a gift.
You have a gift.
Okay, then Kyla, as for Amybeth then.
It's not as creative, but I think when I think of Lady Bird, I think of Amybeth because I was with her when it came out. It was at the time where like, I don't know, all those like Saoirse Ronan associate with Amybeth because amazing Irish actress.
Love of my life.
Yeah.
That is the biggest compliment I have. That is what I aspire. Genuinely, I watch that. My aspirations have never gone below. Also, Saoirse Ronan, you know she's the love of my life.
Yeah.
So sweet. And then we'll go with as our final question. What is your favorite thing about each other?
That's really hard.
That's really hard.
You can say more than one thing.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I think it's that whenever we hang out, even, and I mean that even on FaceTime or like this, every single time, I never laugh quite as hard as I do when we hang out. And that goes, you're gonna get no context with this, everyone. That goes from the demon from the sleepover.
There's no explaining that.
There's no explaining that. Kyla essentially was saying that she was a demon at a sleepover and was scratching the walls. That's the context that you to like really lovely, heartfelt coming over for my 18th birthday and like dancing around the room, like from the most heartfelt moments to the most obscure, like no anybody else would run.
Oh, I love that.
We not only match that energy in each other, but we push each other. We go further. You could do better.
Yeah.
That's what I love.
You can get chili out of your nose.
Yeah. I've tried so many times. Tried it with Lemsip. Thought that would be a little.
Mm. Oh, so good.
That's so nice. Yeah. I don't know how to top that, but I just love how every time it just feels like you provide such a genuine environment where people can speak their mind and be themselves and also have a lot of fun. Like, you're so engaged. Like, anyone can feel like they belong with you. That sounds so but it's true.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet. Beautiful answers, and thank you both so much for doing this today. What we like to do here is end on what we call is the ask. So a lot of the time people are like, we can always help each other in some type of a way, and we don't always know what would be the best way to support one another is. So for the two of you, with all these people here listening, supporting you and loving you, what can we do to support you to be your best selves? Is that like engaging with content on Instagram? Is it like checking out a certain cause? Is it coming over and like liking my stuff that I'm putting on Spotify? What would be your ask since we're here today with community?
This is hard. Do you want to go first?
Hard.
It could be
Sure.
like, watch this thing that I'm in, or I have a friend who has this thing. Go watch that.
Right.
You know?
Oh, I don't know. Okay, well, this is speaking from what I'm trying to do more is I've got like this list of movies and all this content that I feel is really good and could make a change in the world. That sounds, but it's really good content. Like, there's so many good movies coming out, and I really like, if I put energy into watching it and seeing what it means and all of that stuff, it really makes a difference on me. So I guess just for people to be more, I guess, conscious about what they're watching and understand that it really can make a difference.
Oh, you're getting great answers. You're really good answers.
I don't know. It sounds a little.
No, it doesn't.
No,
That's
it's
perfect.
beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, Amybeth.
Mine's slightly more selfish.
Cool.
I'm planning on creating some content about or short films or kind of interviews with myself. I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about it yet, but it'll come out hopefully next year, discussing trauma and people that need to be heard and stories that aren't talked about enough. A lot to do with my past and other people. So I'm going to be putting together something. And I think if anyone has anyone that they can think of that has a really good story to share, I would love to hear that. And you can DM me and I'll see them. I have a little look. But yeah, I would ask you to put some people forward for me to talk to and create some really lovely something with it.
Really cool. That's
I love that. Yeah. I mean, all we're really doing as human beings is to try to connect, and that's another great way to have connection and to support. You get support from the community that already adores you. So it's like you have that pull. So fantastic that you asked that. I love it. And I love you both so much. Thank you for being the wonderful humans that you are. It means so much that you came here today. And you know, we'll have to do more of these, and we'll have to see each other in the future. And when your things come out, we will support and share and find guests for you. And let's continue to make the world a more loving place, to follow Kyla's answer. Alrighty. And thank you everyone here for coming. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
Okay.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
And now.